Right. Hello, everyone. Hope you're all okay. Thanks very much to coming to Warren's Team Talk. I hope you're having a great day and you're looking after yourself and l- having a great day yourselves, and that you're able to get out and about at the moment with all this madness with the petrol and everything else. So what I'm hoping to do with you today is that I want to review the FA Premier League match day 6 matches that happened over the weekend. And so before we get into that, I just want to make sure to ask you, if you wouldn't mind, I'd be really grateful if you could do this for me, is click on the subscribe button if you haven't done it already. Please click on the like button, and please make sure that you share the content around with anyone you think might enjoy watching it. That would be fantastic. And my good friend James is here. Hi, James. How you doing, mate? Yeah, he says, I hope that you're well. Yeah, I'm fine, mate. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. So without further ado, let's get on with it. So there were some big matches this weekend in the Premier League. And the first one, the Chelsea against Man City, that was a huge game, a replica of the Champions League final, and where Chelsea beat Manchester City 1-0 to win the Champions League for the second time in their history, which was extremely painful for me, I have to say. But on this occasion, Manchester City got their revenge, and they won the game by 1-0. And it was a really good game. I remember seeing some of the highlights, and I thought City played quite well. Chelsea had a goal disallowed, so it was a game full of instant, and it was very, very interesting. And James has come in with the chat. Chelsea City were too good at Chelsea, says James. Yeah, they were. I think they could have won the goal. They could have scored even more goals, to be quite frank. But they won the game. So at the end of the day, that's all that matters, I guess. And then the second game of the day was another game that was full of, well, it wasn't necessarily second game. It was second game on my list. But it was a game full of instant at Old Trafford between Manchester United and Aston Villa. And Manchester United lost for the third time in succession, this time at home to Aston Villa by 1-0. And they paid the price, really, for another poor performance, I believe. And at the end of the game, there was a penalty awarded to Manchester United, and there was a lot of drama involving the Aston Villa goalie, Emi Martinez. Apparently, he was playing mind games with Cristiano Ronaldo, telling him, look, apparently I've heard, I don't know how true this is, but apparently he was saying to Cristiano Ronaldo, look, you're letting your countryman take that penalty, but why aren't you taking it? You should be taking that penalty. And your man stepped up and he blasted the ball. Bruno Fernandes stepped up, took the penalty and blasted it high into the Stretford end. Man United were wasteful in front of goal. I just hope they do the same on Saturday, because that's our next game, says James. Yeah, I hope so too, mate. I have to be honest. I'm not a big United fan, obviously, being an Arsenal supporter. There's been a long history of rivalry between the two clubs, and from as long as I can remember, as long as I've been watching Arsenal, there's always been a very tense rivalry between the two sides. So, yeah, I hope that you manage to turn them over. And then James has come in with another chat. chat saying United won't win anything this season. Ollie has improved the squad, but he isn't the man to win win them titles. And I have to say, I agree with you, James. And I heard the other day that someone asked Antonio Conte about some vacant managers' jobs, and he said that he wasn't interested in taking the Arsenal job. Not that it's vacant at the moment, but hopefully it won't be too much longer. And they asked him about another job somewhere else. Can't remember what the other job was, but he turned round and said, "No, I'm not interested in those jobs because I've got another interesting project to work on start of next season." So you can take from that what you will. I suspect it'll be at Old Trafford next season, to be quite honest. Particularly if United don't win anything, given the players they've brought in. I still think they need a top drawer holding midfield player. But other than that, they've got top players in every position. So, and James Dunlop has said Conte is not interested in Barcelona either. And why would he take that job? Yeah, because it's a mess and he's going to be constrained financially because they've got no money, I've heard. So I don't even know if they could afford to pay his wages. I mean, given the fact that they had to get rid of Messi because they couldn't afford to pay him. Yeah, James, I completely agree with you, mate. I really do. Anyway, so I predicted that Chelsea would win the game by 1-0 against Manchester City, but they lost 1-0, as we said. And then I've also predicted that United would win 2-1 against Aston Villa, but they lost 1-0 to Aston Villa, and amidst all that drama with the penalty at the end of the game. So my predictions didn't get off to a good start, did they? And then Everton were at home to Norwich City, and I watched the highlights of that on Match of the Day, and I felt a bit curious about this game because I couldn't understand why it was that Norwich weren't playing in their yellow and green kit. They seemed to be playing in like a sort of pinky coloured kit, but why? I don't know. I don't know whether it was a marketing ploy on behalf of Norwich City or what it was, because clearly yellow and green, yellow shirts and green socks doesn't clash with Everton's kit, does it? So I don't know really. And no, I've already read that one. So yeah, so I had Everton to win that game by 2-1, and they actually won the game by 2-0, and I thought it was quite a comfortable victory for Everton. And I have to say, I'm extremely worried about Norwich. The way things are going at the moment, if things don't improve for them soon, I can see them being relegated. I really can, sadly for them. And James said, I was at the game on Saturday. Yeah, I was just going to ask you if you went to the game, James. We did enough to win the game. Damari Gray and Andros Townsend were great on Saturday. Norwich, though, lacked so much quality. Well, there you go. Well, that says it all. The man was there. He saw the goings on, and I have to say that I agree with his assessment. And then I think the reason they wore that kit was a marketing reason, all about money these days. James, you're probably 100% right, mate, because there wasn't a colour clash, was there? So I just don't get it, to be quite frank. But you're right, it is all about money these days, and it saddens me, to be quite honest. But still, there you go. That's modern football for you, I suppose. Next game saw Leeds at home to West Ham United, and Leeds, I think I'm right. I had them down. Yeah, I had them down to lose this game by 1-0. and they ended up losing by 2-1 to West Ham. And I think I remember rightly that Leeds took the lead in this game, but in the end, West Ham overpowered them and won by 2-1. So, an interesting game. And the West Ham bandwagon seems to march on. They're having another successful season under the stewardship of David Moyes. So as for Leeds, though, I'm starting to get a bit worried about them as well, because it looks like they could be suffering from the second season syndrome, when a team comes up from the Championship, does well for the first season, and then in the second season they struggle. And James has come in with the chat. West Ham's still looking good at the moment. They just need to keep their squad fit throughout the season. Yeah, that's right, James. They do. I do worry about that a little bit, whether their squad will be able to cope with the demands of the Europa League, as well as the Premier League, the FA Cup and the League Cup and all the rest of it. It does worry me. If they get a couple of if they get injuries to a couple of key players, I think they could really suffer. So for their sake, I hope that they manage maybe to bring in 1 or 2 more extra players in the January window, and manage to avoid some injuries, because I think if they don't, I think it could be a bit problematic for them. And James has come with another chat saying, also, David Moyes is doing a similar job like he did at us. Massive credit to him. Yeah, I think he's a quality manager, mate. I really do. It just shows what you can do when you've got a manager, one that knows what he's doing, and he gets backed properly by his club. So, yeah, I've been impressed, really. Then the next game, Leicester against Burnley. I thought Leicester would take Burnley apart, to be quite frank, and I had that down as a 3-0 win. I remember watching the highlights on Match of the Day, but I thought Burnley played really well, to be fair to them. And it was a bit unfortunate for Jamie Vardy that he managed to score an own goal. It was a good goal of mine, though, the own goal that he scored. It was a good header. It was just a bit unfortunate that he went into his own net. But, yeah, he made amends at the other end. But I heard the other day that people going on about Brendan Rodgers getting booed. Now, I didn't hear that on Match of the Day. I don't know what happened. But apparently, Leicester made a substitution. The Leicester fans weren't happy, and they started booing him as a consequence. And after the game, he just sort of shrugged it off and laughed and said, well, in all the years that I've been in management, I don't think I've ever been booed yet. So, yeah, I don't mind that. That they pay their money and they've got the right to voice their opinions. So Leicester were all over the place at the back, but Vardy is still scoring goals, and Burnley played well, says James. Yeah, I think that as well. From what I saw, they looked a bit shambolic at the back. But they did score a couple of good goals. But yeah, Burnley did well. I thought that they would struggle to score goals this season, and my view of that only got reinforced by what I saw when I saw them play Arsenal. I just didn't think they had enough quality up front. So yeah, they did really, really well, and it was a good result for them, really, getting a draw at Leicester. So fair play to them. The next set of games, Watford against Newcastle. I thought Newcastle would win this game. I saw Watford play the week before, and I thought they were really, really poor. And although I don't really rate Newcastle, I thought they'd have enough to beat them. But Watford managed to snatch a draw out of the game. So, yeah, I had Newcastle down to win by 1-0, and it ended up a 1-1 draw. The next one, Brentford against Liverpool. Oh, my God, what a game that was. A 3-3 draw. I thought Liverpool would win, and I thought it'd be by 1-0. But fair play to Brentford. They just didn't give up. They just kept fighting the whole game. And I think Brentford gave Virgil van Dijk more problems in that game than he's faced for a long time. But he marshalled the defence quite well, and he didn't allow Ivan Toney to bully him that much. So, yeah, it was a fantastic game. Really, really good match. And James has come in with another chat saying Newcastle should have won the game. I can't see many goals coming from their side. Well, no, and I think part of that is the way that Steve Bruce has gotten playing. I heard that when they played United at Old Trafford recently, he had 9 people behind the ball and 9 people in defence, excluding the goalkeeper, and then just 1 up front. So you're not going to score goals playing like that. So they did well to get 1 against Watford in that case. And James says, I was watching the Brentford-Liverpool game in the pub after our game, and when Brentford scored, the pub erupted laugh out loud. I'm not surprised, mate, especially if it was an Evertonian pub. I can imagine that the place went crackers. So, yeah, fair play to the people in the pub that you were in. I'm sure they really enjoyed it. So the next game, Southampton and Wolves. Southampton. I thought they would win the game fairly comfortably by 2-0, but in fact, Wolves managed to finally get a win at the St Mary's Stadium by 1-0, and that was a much needed win for them, to be honest. So I'm sure that they'd be absolutely delighted with that. And again, Southampton, that's another club that looked like they could be in a spot of bother this year. They've had a long tradition of keep selling their top players after they had a good season, and that continued this summer as well. So anyway, so then on to the big one for me, which was the North London derby. Arsenal against Spurs, and to be honest with you, I'm still absolutely buzzing about the performance more than the result. The performance for me, especially the first half, was absolutely superb. I absolutely loved it, every minute of it. I was screaming and shouting, and because we really needed that win really badly. So, yeah, fair play to the lads in the team for pulling that one out of the fire. I didn't think that they would get it, because I thought they would have trouble to score goals, but they set about Tottenham with a tenacity and ferocity that I haven't seen from an Arsenal team for a long time. And Tottenham just couldn't cope with it. And I think if Mikel Arteta had made changes sooner in the game, that Arsenal could have ended up going on to get 4, 5 or 6 even in that game. So, yeah, I was absolutely delighted. I predicted that Arsenal would lose the game by 2-1. And, in fact, they won the game by 3-1. James has said Southampton can't score goals either, like Newcastle. That seems to be the case, doesn't it? And I think, they will struggle. this season. And then James has come with another chat. As we all said, Arsenal were superb on Sunday and Tottenham are all over the place. Harry Kane's head has been gone since the summer window started. Yeah, he just doesn't look like he's interested, does he? He really doesn't. I mean, he had a couple of good chances against Arsenal, but it just didn't look convincing to me. But mind you, the team behind him and Son, the rest of them, I think they're just not up to the standard required for Tottenham. I really don't. So, yeah, I think Nuno's got a really big job on his hand trying to sort that out because to me, it looks a right mess. And then the final game of the weekend was last night, saw Crystal Palace break Brighton. I had the game down as a 2-2 draw at Selhurst Park. It was played, and it ended up in a 1-1 draw with Neil Mulpie, not my favourite player in the world by any stretch of the imagination, scored in the 5th minute of injury time for Brighton to seal a point. If they'd won the game, they would have gone top of the league. But apparently there was lots of trouble after the game involving the players and some of the supporters. I'm not quite sure what happened, but that's rather disappointing to hear. But no surprises to me that Neil Mulpie was right in the middle of it. So take from that what you will, I guess. But he seemed like he was right in the midst of all that aggravation. So I'm sure he was lapping it up. So, and then Palace was so close but couldn't hold on. Yeah, I really thought like yesterday. I was thinking that Brighton might snatch a win actually, and go top of the league. I mean, how mad would that be? That for Brighton to be top of the Premier League, that would have just been amazing for them. But Palace did well, and they're doing all right, aren't they, under Patrick Vieira? And then Jace come in with another chat saying, however, Jordan Ayew should have made it 2-0 with 15 minutes of the game left. Yeah, I didn't actually see the game, so I don't know what happened. I'm going to try and see if I can find some highlights after I finish doing this, because I'm interested to see what happened at the end of the game, all that carnage. It sounds like it was absolute pandemonium. But, so there we have it, mate. There we have it. So after the weekend's games, it means that Liverpool are now top of the league by 1 point. And then Manchester City a second, Chelsea a third, United a fourth, Everton fifth, and Brighton are in sixth. Arsenal moved up to 10th, above Tottenham by virtue of the fact that they scored more goals. And then the bottom three, we've got Leeds United, Burnley, and Norwich. And Norwich are now 3 points off the off of safety. And to be honest, it might as well be 4 points because their goal difference is getting out of hand. It's like minus 14. And the team that are in fourth bottom, Newcastle's goal difference is minus 7. So they need to start getting some wins on the board quite quickly. And James has come with another chat saying, mad that all 5 teams are all on 13 points and 1 point off top. Yeah, that is mad. I've just noticed that. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so it's 13 points. And They're all 1 point off the top. And Arsenal, after the start they had, where after 3 games they were bottom of the league, they're only 5 points off the top. It's just crazy. Absolutely crazy. But, yeah, let's see what happens, huh? Mind you, it's only very early in the season, so I'm sure there'll be a few more twists and turns along the way. I'm sure in about another 5-6 games, the league table will start to take shape properly, and we'll start to see what happens. But that's the league table as of Monday evening, yesterday evening after the Palace Brighton game. So, and as far as my prediction game is concerned, at the moment, my mate Mick is a Norwich fan. He's got 33 points in second place. I'm bottom of the table with 24 points. And James is top on 36 points. So, yeah, I'm in serious relegation trouble there. I really need to start picking up a few more positive results in this prediction game. I need to up my game and start pulling my finger out. Otherwise, it's going to be a long, hard season because I'm starting to fall behind the other two. So, yeah, it's getting quite close at the top there between James and my mate Mick. So, yeah, it's getting interesting. So, yeah, please put in the comments section as well any comments you want to make about the weekend's games and any observations you wish to make about those games and your thoughts about them. That would be fantastic. I'd love to read all of that. Please remember to check out the Old School Gunners YouTube channel, and check out as well the 3 Pointers TV YouTube channel, and also the Arsenal Alex's channel as well. And last but not least, please remember to go and check out the Claude and the Bansta's channel. It's a fantastic channel with a lot of very heated debates, and yeah, it's great entertainment. And James says, I can't wait for Terry and Diesel to stream again after what happened on Sunday. Despite a victory, it will still get heated, laugh out loud. I'm sure it will, mate, because I've got a little... I can't wait as well. All I'm going to say is that I've got something special planned for Terry. That's all I'm going to say about it. I'm going to do something, and I think it's going to just completely freak him out. I really do. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I watched that stream that he did outside of the Emirates after the game on Sunday, but I had to turn it off halfway through because the reception was so bad. I was really struggling to understand what they were saying. So yeah, it was quite sad really, because it looked like it could have been quite interesting, him seeing Terry chatting with Kenny Ken. But Kenny Ken looked absolutely huge up against Terry. I don't know whether it's because Terry's really short, or it's that Kenny Ken's like a lot bigger than what I thought he was, but he looked absolutely massive. Anyway, let's put it this way. I wouldn't want to argue with him. Let's put it like that. So yeah, that's the end of the show for this afternoon. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to come back with a preview for this weekend's upcoming day. Oh, is it the international break? No, there's games this weekend. So I'm going to come out with a preview for those games at the end of the week sometime, So just make sure you got your notifications switched on. And I look forward to seeing you all then. Thanks very much for tuning in, and for all of those that are watching it on playback. Thanks very much, guys, for coming and watching my channel. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to press the like button, the thumbs up button. Please remember to share it around, and please remember to hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. I really appreciate it. And James has come in with another chat saying laugh out loud for him. We'll all be looking forward to that. Yeah, mate, I'm telling you, it's gonna be wild. And James has come in with another chat saying, big up Kenny Ken. I wouldn't want to get on his bad side with the muscles he has. Yeah, he just looks huge, doesn't he? Absolutely massive. And cheers, Warren. See you soon, mate. I'm sure the foundations will be mentioned again. Mate, I'm going to give it to him big time. I'm telling you, he's going to wish that he'd never, ever said that damn word. I'm telling you. Anyway, thanks very much, everyone, for watching. I hope you have a good rest of the day, and I'll look forward to seeing you all soon. Take care now. Thanks a lot. Bye for now.